This is my newest song, and it's actually largely inspired by Jim Novak. Those of you who have been on this thing for a while will remember that Jim has written and performed a song about Rufus Knight, who was the original landowner in that part of Ann Arbor on Knight Road where Jim lives. Jim lives at 1066 Knight Road. Well, there's another famous pioneer who's in my neighborhood, and his name was Eber White. And his names have been run together as Eber White. And there's the Eber White Elementary School about 250 yards from my house where my daughter went to school. And more importantly, in my view, there's the Eber White Woods, which is the largest within the city of Ann Arbor green space. And it's a wild woods. It's protected. There's permanent ponds left over from the Ice Age. There's lots of flora and fauna. The only thing we don't have are deer, which is unusual because there's deer everywhere in Ann Arbor, but we don't have any in the Eber White Woods. So I've researched a little bit about Eber White, and I have named this song Eber and Nan. Nan is Nan Shepherd. So those of you in this call, except maybe for a couple of you, probably got from me a month or so ago when I was into my Jenny Sturgeon Living Mountain album project. I sent you a PDF in the public domain of Nan Shepherd's seminal book, The Living Mountain. And I've just really loved that book. If you've had a chance to read it, you could give your reaction. If you haven't, I encourage you to look at it if you're a fan of nature writing. But she's an amazing writer, and she, of course, is from Scotland, from Aberdeen and the North Highlands, the Grampian mountain range, which is like the Rocky Mountains of Great Britain. More specifically, the Cairngorm Plateau. So anyway, I've combined Eber White and 100 years later, Nan Shepherd, because they both inspire me. Eber White through the woods, the Eber White Woods that I walk in literally every day. It was a snowy walk the last couple days, which was beautiful. But it's really my home away from home. And Nan Shepherd, because as some of you know, I yearn to be in the Highlands of Scotland, and I can't wait to visit her mountains. So this is a new song, Eber and Nan. He was born as the century drew to its end. John Adams was president, the nation's best friend. He moved to Ann Arbor, a family to tend. The woods still bear his name, and these woods I defend. Eber White, with your vision so bright, you look to the future and you left a birthright. Eber White, you bring me daily delight. Your woods hold me close in the day and the night. Now property values, they rise and they fall, enchanting the herd to the realtor's call. Each plot needs a home and each home needs a wall, but without wild woods, what's the point of it all? Oh, Eber White, with your vision so bright, you look to the future and you left a birthright. Eber White, you bring me daily delight. Your woods hold me close in the day and the night. Meanwhile, 100 years later, she was born as her century drew to a close. Her king was George V, the historian knows. From the burns of the highlands, her passion it flows. She captured the wilderness in effortless prose. Nan Shepherd, our Joe, your love story we know. You planted a seed and a mountain did grow. Nan Shepherd, our Joe, how your passion did glow. You swam in the locks and you danced in the snow. She was the Grampian champion, fearless and wise. Learned to savor each journey, all the lows and the highs. From the break of the dawn to the misty moon's rise, she shared her living mountain, its air and its skies. Nan Shepherd, our Joe, your love story we know. You planted a seed and a mountain did grow. Nan Shepherd, our Joe, how your passion did glow. You swam in the locks and you danced in the snow. Now here comes a real tricky bridge. Let's see if I can pull it off. Though Eber and Nan walked through life in different eras of history, they both feed our hearts and our souls as they share out their mystery. Eber and Nan, friend to woman and man, and to rocks, birds, and water, all of life's great span. Gentle hiking, cleanse, or alluvial fan, their gifts are for the taking, the Creator's wild plan. Their gifts are for the taking, oh, the Creator's wild plan. Eber and Nan. So thanks, Jim Novak, for the inspiration. And here's a new one for me. It's written specifically for the jazz pianist Art Tatum, who is probably my favorite jazz pianist simply because of his astonishing technique. He sounds like 2.5 different people playing 3 pianos at once. And it's sort of a broader song in that it's kind of a love letter to jazz piano in general, but my focus is on Art Tatum. And the name of the song is Art Was All Jazz. Lived a short while on this planet called Earth, his talent a thing of incalculable worth. Despite being blind from the moment of birth, such was the master Tatum. Clusters of notes that darted and danced. You could play anything by the seat of his pants. He'd play back your tune without even a glance. Such was the master Art Tatum. When I see a piano player ready to blow, that place in my jazz loving heart starts to grow. For I know he'll give it whatever he has, all as his art, and art was all jazz. His picture outside the door had been pasted. A menu like his had never been tasted. Of its thousands of notes, not a single one wasted. Such was the brilliant Art Tatum. His sides for Storyville, Blue Note, and others sent aspiring pianists crying to their mothers. Art, Bird, and Dizzy formed a true band of brothers. Such was the brilliant Art Tatum. I'm thrilled by Thelonious, enraptured by Evans. Brubeck took 5, then 10s, then 11s. You might say I'm enthralled to all this razzmatazz. All jazz is art, and art was all jazz. Why are some taken so early, I wonder, before we emerge from the spell we are under? He came and went like a true clap of thunder. Such was the tragic Art Tatum. We'll never see his like again, I fear, but his record will be my turntable near. The sounds of his flying fingers I'll hear. Thanks for the magic Art Tatum. When I see a piano player ready to blow, that place in my jazz-loving heart starts to grow. I know he'll give it whatever he has. All jazz is art, and art was all jazz. All jazz is art, and art was all jazz. All jazz is art, and art was all jazz. Art was all jazz.
Nice job, Jim.
Yeah, that was very cool. I like that new song.
Yeah, me too. My dad had an Art Tatum album, one that I'm talking, I think in the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
And I never heard it, but now think I'm going to have to go look him up on YouTube and figure it out. Yeah, because you mentioned some other piano players in that song that I know
Yeah.
are also great.
Yeah, a good place to start YouTube wise would be T for Two. Art Tatum's take on T for Two is a great introduction to what I'm talking about. So,
Okay,
as it
cool.
were. So, this is a song I wrote. I guess I finished it yesterday. The name of it is Unify. I put it to a little bit of a reggae rhythm, which is unusual for me. And it's in response to this whole notion that Biden and Harris are now going to unify us, as if that's their job, as opposed to maybe what we need to do is look in the mirror and start to unify ourselves. So the name of the song is Unify. We keep saying that our leaders need to unify, that somehow it is up to them to stop the babies' cry. I've got some news to share with you now that the tide is high. The truth is that it's up to us, the rumor and the sigh. 'Cause if you're waiting for a president to unify, then you're sadly deluded between I and I. To unify yourself is what first you must try. Keep your heart on your sleeve and your head to the sky. I welcome Biden Harris to a house that is white. It's lately been a scary place, it's had an awful fright. Its occupant unable to distinguish wrong from right. Now we hope to see a full recovery from the blight. But if you're waiting for a president to unify, then you're sadly deluded between I and I. To unify yourself is what first you must try. Keep your heart on your sleeve and your head to the sky. Perhaps we need a psychic seance, a mind meld of a trance, an offering to Apollo and Pan at the inauguration dance. But if you're waiting for a president to unify, then you're sadly deluded between I and I. To unify yourself is what first you must try. Keep your heart on your sleeve and your head to the sky. Keep your heart on your sleeve and your head to the sky. Heart on your sleeve and your head to the sky. Unify. My request of my fellow Americans.
It's that Bill Evans thing.
Oh yeah, I love that
That's a great
song.
one.
That's about the only
Yes.
song that I actually used my imagination on. Everything else is me getting dumped by somebody.
We love hearing it, man.
Yeah, well, it could.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
But yeah, this song, for Bell's benefit, was written based on the title of a song by Bill Evans, who was a jazz pianist who checked out back in 1980, probably long before you were born, I'm sure. And it was just an instrumental piece, a piano piece called "Remembering the Rain." And when I researched, there isn't a song out there that has lyrics that's called "Remembering the Rain." I'm like, that's just too good to not have lyrics. So I made up a story, and the story is two old lovers meet years down the road, and the guy is still kind of hung up, but the woman is she's remembering the good times, and he can only remember the rain. So she recounts the seasons, and he just remembers the rain. And if you see me down the road on some cold December gray, some crowded city street, some secluded dark cafe, we start to reminisce the years just far away. Before I can catch my breath, you take my hand, smile and say, remember the week we spent out on the Strand. that summer sun bakes in the cool night breeze against our sunburned skin. Do you remember? Could it be again? I'm remembering the rain, remembering the rain. Another day, another time, our paths cross once again. You say that it looks as though the fates must have a plan for us, my friend. You can see it in my eyes, my heart still belongs to you. Always did and always will. There's nothing I can do. Remember, underneath that autumn sky, you held me while the whole world passed right by. Warm winter fires, all the love we made. Can you tell me you don't feel the same? I'm remembering the rain, remembering the rain. So if you see me down the road on some cold December gray, I'm remembering the rain, I'm remembering the rain. Thanks. All right. So that's one. Thank you. And,
Play your 12-string, please.
yep, I'm going to play two 12 strings. This is the one that my friend Bill willed to me.
No, play them both at once. Both plus.
You have a double-necked 12? That's
There you
impressive.
go. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is being dumped. This is called waiting. Long ago I said I loved you, wanted you to call my home. You took my hand and said you loved me too, but that you'd need some time alone. So I spend my days dreaming of our home and of our life by a river in the forest, where I will take you for my wife. Just a dream of how I'd have it be. I wake and it's gone, but I am waiting still. I am waiting still. They say that patience is a virtue. Virtue is its own reward. I stand as living testimony to all those statements can afford. Let the stars fall down from heaven. May the seas turn into sand. Where the mountain meets the morning, sits a quiet, patient man. Take your time, find your peace of mind. You'll awake and you'll know I'm waiting still. I'm waiting still. I'm waiting still. That's waiting. Thank you. And lastly, this is both these guitars in Dadgad. I put that one in Dadgad. It normally stays in double drop D, but just to compare and contrast, this thing is just so different, and it's the same tuning, both capoed in 2, but a different animal altogether. And this one's for Paul. This is I Am. Can't remember what went wrong. Upon my life, I don't know why. You were here, then you were gone. What was true is now a lie. I am cast out in the storm. I am crushed beneath the tide. I am dust, the wind is born. But I am. I've grown weary now and old. Every dream has taken flight. Every fire has turned cold. I stand naked in the night. Has my last hope flickered out? Bursting forth to my surprise, for the fire in my soul still remains, and so do I. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am.
Beautiful, Tim.
Man, do I love that song.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Great work.
Yep. Just all it takes is being dumped a few times, and you too.
I should have written like 39 songs like that.
Quite the motivational speaker, Tim.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Kick butt of love. Yeah.
So Tim, do you know is the movie that song is in? Is that movie still out there somewhere?
That's Alan's song. I think that movie's still out there on like independent. Yeah. It's you get a brief snippet of that song in there, but.
Wow, that's cool.
Cool. Awesome.
I
You've
like the
got
12
one more,
strings.
don't you, Tim?
Pardon me?
You have one more song?
No, I'm done. That's
Are you done? I just can't count anymore. My bad. You don't ever get old, Tim. It's a bad thing. You'll
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of getting old, I made the mistake of drinking too much wine a little while back, and I'm like, I golfed the day before, and I'm like, I'm all hunched over and going in the bathroom, and I'm wearing my robe, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I look like the album cover for Aqualung. I mean,
Oh, life imitates art.
oh man, I'm like, I gotta stop drinking so much. Oh my
either
God.
that or go for the Nielsen Schmielsen look, right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Right.
But Tim, that song "Remembering the Rain," I just love that song. You played it a couple times at Oz's live over the years that I can remember anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in this room down here. I'm surrounded by literally tens of thousands of songs. And I always have songs in my head. My head's just full of this shit like all the time. I'm obsessed with it. But what I was reminded of when you sang that song is how much I miss hearing that song. In other words, that's just a great song and a great
Thanks.
performance, and it reaches me on some kind of a level that just goes beyond anything I could talk about. But I don't think about that song until I hear it again, right? And then when I hear it again, I think, Jesus, I miss that song. So I hope you do that like every couple months or so, just to keep me from jumping off a cliff.
I'm glad you're on a tight rotation, Tim, because I know that I am is very likely.
That's
to do it.
true. Yeah, yeah.
I like that song so much. I just had this notion that I might want to do it if you want to give me the lyrics to it. If
Oh, cool.
if you're up for
Yeah,
that.
I'd be
That would
happy
be
to.
great. I'd love to hear a Paul version of that.
That song is just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, as the songwriters here go, I'm like, I play a medley of my hit. I've got like 2 or 3 songs. I keep playing them. Over and over. I'll sneak one in every now and
Me
then.
too.
And
Yeah.
what's the Ypsilanti Bar one? Sidetrack?
Oh, that's right, Sidetrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one
that's
actually. Again, that happened to me just driving back. It's I'm reminded of the In Living Color thing where Tracy Chapman is writing her song and she just goes over to the window and she starts writing what she sees, and that's kind of how I write. I'm really lazy and just don't want to use too much imagination. I only use 3 chords. Don't want to be hog any chords.
Depends how you use them.
Those are good chords, though. Those are good.
Go crazy and add a 4th chord.
That's right.